Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the TheWordPool podcast. There's just one of me today. Lucas is not here, but in his place, we got the one, the only, Drexel King, everybody. Everybody clap for Drexel King. I can't use both my hands because I'm pressing the push to talk button, but that's fine. Hi Drexel.
Hello.
I literally just asked, but how's everything going right now?
It's going fine, I guess.
That's great to hear. Now, I gotta ask immediately your immediate thoughts on this. How do you feel that my Discord literally is the worst? You turn on your video and it's like, oh, that's fine. And then my video's like, no, you'll never see yourself ever.
When was the last time that your camera worked in this?
It literally worked once, and it was because Lucas and I were trying to set up Discord because we were thinking, well, why don't we use Discord rather than Zoom for calls and stuff, because it'd be so much easier. And that was the only time it worked. Now it never works.
That's tough.
I know, but imagine how much easier all the classroom stuff would have been if we could have used Discord, because it's so much more streamlined. You could have just made chats for everybody and groups for all of the different subjects and stuff.
The teachers never could have understood that.
That's true. Some of them didn't even understand Zoom, and that was literally the easiest thing ever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I guess quarantine is basically done at this point. I mean, we're still in it, but the state's opening up. So what's your take on where we're at right now and everything?
I feel good. I don't have the coronavirus, so that's good.
Do you actually know anyone that's had the coronavirus, in your immediate area?
Not in my immediate circle of trust, but I've heard of a friend of a friend that they know somebody who had it, but I don't actually know anybody.
What was their experience? Because it's just so weird. This thing was such a big problem, and yet nobody around really suffered that much. It was extended people.
I remember hearing my mom or my dad say that a relative of someone at my mom's work died from it. So,
well, that sucks. But it's just the numbers are so big, but yet the areas of impact are just small. We're in a place where literally nothing exciting happens, even the coronavirus. So
it's not true. Tiger King happened in Oklahoma.
That's true. That's the one redeeming thing, is that we are the basis for the most acclaimed documentary probably of all time. Well, since Leaving Neverland. Do you remember that? The one about Michael Jackson?
I never watched it.
It was weird. It was 6 hours of Michael Jackson's victims. It was pretty bad. Anyway, something lighter to talk about. Let me pull this up. Here, I'll let you pick one. Here we go. Hold on. Would you rather talk about seniors during coronavirus or Crayola's newest colors?
What? I don't.
I got two news segments. They're both pretty interesting.
I don't know. I don't really know anything about Crayola having new colors.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because I didn't know either until yesterday when I was looking up some news articles, and I discovered that Crayola just released a new pack, and they're called skin tones, the skin tone pack. And it's a Crayola pack. I'm gonna drop it in the Discord chat because I think it's pretty interesting. They released a bunch of colors of people. I'm gonna drop. Give me a second.
Okay. Just silence for all the listeners.
Yeah, that's what we do.
All right.
I mean, they'll understand. This is all for the entertainment.
Sure, sure. I mean, they'll never see the picture, so
Well, I'll drop it in the post. I'll put it in editing. I'll do it later, or whoever edits this, I'll do it later.
will you though?
Here, well, 100% I will. Hold on. Let me.
I feel like you say you will, but then you forget later.
Well, how will you know unless you watch the video?
That's true. I might watch it, I might not.
Anyway,
But
take a look. Take a look at what I just put in the chat.
multicultural, large crayons.
Yeah, and so they took. I mean that's only an 8 pack, but I've seen them as like 36 packs, and it's just like every color under the sun. I just think that's so weird. Like what a PC move right now, right? Like skin tone crayons.
Well, it looks like there's one that's like literally just white, and there's no person that is alive that's literally white like that.
Yeah, I guess that's true because I mean, not even an albino person is that white, you know.
You sure this is real?
100%. I looked into it because I was like, "There's no way this is real," but then it turns out it actually is 100% real.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can't find the names of these colors because those are pretty interesting too.
Maybe it's just the country of origin.
I mean, that would be better than what they actually did because I mean, obviously these colors aren't gonna say like black or whatever or just but they came up with some pretty interesting names.
Well, what did they say then?
Um, Here I put it in the chat again. Okay, so here's some of the names. We got medium almond, medium deep rose, light medium almond, and then my favorite, deep golden.
It's just almond and rose. That's like what all of them are called.
I wonder if that's like, I wonder if they had like a team to come up with the most PC version of saying like different skin tones, and they came up with almonds and roses. Like those are the sweetest names they could give it.
I mean, I've never really seen anybody that's like just naturally pink like that. Maybe if they're sunburnt, but
And like, who does this market towards? Like, who is gonna buy this pack of crayons?
I don't know. People who are afraid their kid will be racist. I don't know.
I just feel like companies do this weird thing where they just put out this PC marketing stuff, but like, why right now? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Nobody was even talking about this right now. Makes no sense.
I'd never even heard of it until you brought it up.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, usually stuff like this would cause like big discussions, but I guess people are busy with actually important coronavirus stuff.
Sure.
So anyway, that was just something I thought of, cause like I just think it's so. And they made like 30, or the list I pulled up with a different. That was a good one, by the way. 10 out of 10 burp.
Thanks.
But these lists that I pulled up, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 24 in the list, so I don't. 24 skin colors. That's pretty interesting. Anyway, that was one story. Here's another one. I think I already know your take on this one, but I found an article a couple weeks ago that said Texas is allowing the reopening of movie theaters, but chains like Cinemark and AMC, like basically all the big chains, are saying that they're not going to open until July. And then, so that's the basic point. So I guess what I'd ask first is, like, what do you think about movie theaters specifically? Because that seems like a pretty, close space kind of environment. Like, what do you think about those places reopening?
Um, man, putting a lot of pressure on me here. I mean, I'm no scientist, so
Well, just give
I,
like your civilian take, right?
I don't know what to say. I can't really say. I mean, if people think it's would be okay to open it back up, then sure.
Yeah. I think the other thing that I had a question with too was the idea that like the state says they want to open up, but places like Cinemark say they won't open up. So I think that's an interesting question because it's like it's like the state will allow it, and people around the company say it's okay. But is it just the company then that are like, well, uh, we don't want to come off as a bad company by not opening up?
Yeah, they're probably more scared of like them opening back up, and everybody's like, "Hey, that's really that offends me because I think you should stay closed in case of another outbreak." They want to avoid that.
Yeah, I mean, I it's so weird because restaurants are opening up, and in some weird way, that's worse than a movie theater in some ways. And you know, those have all opened up around here with some success, and then it's like Cinemark's not going to open till July. It like this deal is just going to be maybe over by that point. So it's just so weird.
Yeah, I mean, they could always change their mind if it's just like it really in a month or so. It just looks like it's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah, and I don't even know, like if a movie theater opens, like what are they going to be showing? Because everything's either coming out straight to digital right now or has been postponed. So I don't even know. Like it's not like they can just show the Black Widow movie as soon as Cinemark opens or whatever. So I have
When
no.
was it supposed to come out?
Um, Here, let me check. Black Widow. Black Widow was slated for April 24th.
Well, then it's probably the movie's probably done now, so they could just open it back up with big movies like that already finished.
Yeah, I've seen some people saying like they might want to like release the biggest stuff all at once so that way they can drive traffic, because one of the biggest concerns that people have is that this whole virus is just going to kill movie theaters, which I don't even know how true that is, but I mean, it's definitely a scary thought. Like, I don't want movie theaters to close all because of this one thing that happened. Like, imagine if Cinemark just shut down for good. It was done.
To be honest, I only go to see a movie like a few times a year. Anyway, I don't know. It wouldn't
Well,
affect me much.
well, even then, it's like it's a bad example because Star Wars is done. But like, imagine not being able to go out to those like Star Wars nights in like December when all those movies come out, because those were sometimes good times when everyone was so hyped for a movie like that. Or just like how a movie like do you remember what was it called, Tenet, the movie that was supposed to come out like this summer with Idris Elba? You remember that movie?
What was it called?
Tenet. It was the movie about it was like some uh guy who was tasked with like a mission to kill someone, but like there was a time aspect involved. Like stuff was happening in the future and in the past at the same time. It was some weird plot like that.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. It's the first time.
Well, anyway, like apparently that movie drove a lot of attention, so people were like, well, if that movie reopens, maybe they can save cinemas because a lot of people will go see it. But I mean, I just don't know. I just hope places don't shut down because I feel like it'd be pretty bad for a lot of people. I know I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking up. Tenet is supposed to come out July 17th, so I guess it still has some time. And yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so that's basically the movie theater discussion. I mean, yeah. I'm just glad places like bookstores and stuff are opening up because I know like everyone has their daily rituals and stuff, and that was always like one of mine, to go out and just like once a week go to a bookstore and look around at books. So I'm glad like life can open up like that. So
Yeah.
just stuff like that. All right. All right, here's another one. This one is titled "YouTube is accused of censorship after removing videos that criticize shutdowns." So I was thinking about this, right? Like, how much do people like Twitter and Instagram and YouTube, like it's weirdly unfair for them to be like, well, if you even talk about coronavirus, we're gonna like shut down your videos and not allow you to post about it. Like, what's your take on that?
I mean, they've been doing that for a while now, right? Like, if you say things like death just certain words like that. Then your video is a no video, and they'll like hide you from your subscribers. They won't put you in their recommended or whatever. They like blacklist you just for saying certain things or talking about certain things.
Yeah, or even just like if people talk about 9/11 or something, and I'm sure even me saying that, I feel like there's some YouTube algorithm that might like put the tag below this video. But uh like if you mention stuff like 9/11, then YouTube will put like a Wikipedia article under your video so people can click on it and learn like the
Yeah,
facts. So I guess YouTube does it all the time, but it's just so weird. Like we live in a weird era where it's like censorship can happen, um, and then just like these big issues you can't even talk about, like coronavirus and stuff.
yeah. They want to avoid any sort of conversation that could even remotely bring up controversy.
Yeah, did you hear about the whole idea of YouTube being like they demonetize on both ends? So like if your account is too child friendly, you'll get demonetized, but then if it's too adult, you'll also get demonetized for different reasons. Did you hear about that?
How can you be too child friendly?
Well, like because this was a couple months ago, but essentially YouTube had this thing where they were advertising a lot of stuff for kids, but to make a YouTube account, you had to be 13 or older. So the government basically cracked down on YouTube and said, "Well, you're basically trying to lead kids into a situation where they legally are not allowed to be in." And then YouTube said, "Well, what we'll do now is just make it to where if you make a video that's deemed kid friendly or like meant for children, then we'll strike your video, and then if you try to monetize it, we'll sue you." Like that's YouTube's take on things. So now you can't be too kid friendly, but you also can't like curse and stuff. So it's a weird
When
middle
did
area.
they start doing that?
I think it happened in like December or January of this past. So
Crazy, I hadn't heard about that.
yeah, so that's why like in some weird way podcasts like are kind of good right now because that's kind of like a middle area where you don't have to cuss but you can still talk about other things. So that's kind of one of the reasons why podcasts are thriving right now. But yeah, it's so weird because now like YouTube used to be the place where you could just log on and do whatever you wanted, but now it's just not that way anymore.
Yeah, I mean, don't they have like a YouTube Kids app though?
Yeah, but that was one of the big problems because YouTube was basically telling the government, they were like, hey, don't sue us about this whole kid thing, like about us trying to get information from children because we made another app for it, and we have said that the platform is made for 13 years or older, like to make the account. And so then the government's like, well, yeah, but you can still find those kid-friendly videos on the main YouTube, and you can put ads on those kid-friendly videos. So when you do that kind of stuff, it kind of just like almost makes it able for kids to have their information taken from them. Like if it was one of those YouTube ads where it was like fill out this information, by law a kid can't fill those out. So that's where the whole issue came from.
Yeah. Well, maybe it means I'll see less, um, you know, one of those creepy animation videos where it's like all the monkeys jumping on the bed and they're like red, blue, and yellow and one, two, three numbers.
Those are so creepy. Like the all the
Yeah.
like those. It makes me mad because anybody can make, like, I guess not anybody can make them, but I guess like if you had a small team that could animate a whole show like that and then voice the characters, like those people make bank. Like they make millions of dollars, or at least they did, off those
Yeah.
cartoons and stuff. It's so
Or the
weird.
people who just bought cheap superhero costumes and then played pretend as adults.
Like Elsa and Joker.
Yeah, those were creepy too.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's so weird. Like Ryan Toys Review. You know who that kid is?
Yeah, he's like he was one of like the richest people on the platform.
I think like he's still. Well, I don't know about this new information, but at least at the time, he still made the most money, and he made like $250 million or something. Like it was insane how much money he was making, and like imagine making that much money. Like you're a senior going into college now, but imagine if you were in the exact same spot, but then one day your parents came to you and said, "Hey, you did all the work in your lifetime when you were like 6 years old, and now you have all the money forever."
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know.
that kid's lucky.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he remembers doing a lot of the work that he did to, get there, which isn't saying a lot, but
Well, all there on the internet if he ever forgets it.
well, yeah, but it's just like I mean, you're such a young kid, you're bound to forget a lot of that stuff. So then one day you're just graduated and you turn 18. So that means all the money cuz like the way the law works for that stuff, if a kid makes the money, it gets put into an account that nobody can access for until he's 18 or she. And so like imagine you
Wait, so they
turn
haven't seen a dime of any of the money they've made off their videos?
well no, cuz it's the same kind of like actors fund. Like if it's a child actor, technically that money goes into a secure spot where they can't take it out and the parents can't take it out, and it's to make sure like parents can't steal your money as a kid.
I didn't know that's how it worked for YouTube. I mean, does that mean his parents still have like full-time jobs until that he turns 18?
um I think so. I mean, I'd imagine that's how it works. I mean, because I think like it's, I don't want to say it's a union thing, but I'm pretty sure it's just set up to protect all the parties involved. Like I'm pretty sure it's a lawyer thing. So they got someone involved that basically put the money into a bank that nobody could access until the kid turns 18. And so when Ryan turns 18 in like 10 years or whatever it is, he's going to get millions of dollars. Like he'll never have to work again if he doesn't want to. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I mean, that's pretty sweet just knowing that you're gonna be a multi-millionaire someday.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's just crazy cuz imagine being that kid and then you're basically like, here mom and dad, like thanks for basically securing my life forever by letting me open toys. I'm going to give you like half of my income, and then neither one of us has to work ever because I have so much money.
His mom went to jail.
For what?
Mom of 7-year-old Ryan was once jailed for ad blocker. Shut up.
Dude, I hate that when the Washington Post is like, hey, you have ads, so we're not going to even let you do this.
Yeah, let me just pause it real quick and reload to finish reading the headline. Was once jailed for shoplifting $93 from a J.C. Penney in Houston.
Dang, that's tough. So, yeah, so I mean, if I'm right about how like the money thing works, then that kind of makes sense because she didn't actually have any money to
Yeah.
do that with.
Well, she did it like 7 years before he was born, it looks like.
Um, then how did the? That's weird. Like I don't know how that worked out.
Yeah, because he was born, he's like 9 or 10 right now, apparently.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know.
in 8 years he'll just be like a free man. Like he wouldn't have to go to college or do anything. That's so crazy.
He doesn't even have to give the money to his parents. He can just say thanks, bye.
Yeah, but imagine being those parents and you're like, we worked to get you that stuff, and now it's over.
He works for Nickelodeon?
Ryan does. I think he has a show, doesn't he?
I don't know. I just saw this thing. And it says from YouTube to Nickelodeon. Ryan's mystery playdate is the next move.
Oh shoot, he's making money moves and he's working for Nickelodeon now. They should put him on the HBO Max lineup.
Oh yeah, he does. Ryan's mystery playdate. It already has 3 seasons.
That's This kid lives like the George Clooney lifestyle as a 9-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing what all of us want to do as kids. Like he doesn't have to worry. Everything is bought for him. Everything's handed to him, and he just has all these. He gets like his job is he gets to open and play with toys or whatever. That must be amazing.
I feel like I heard this from some other podcast, but I was thinking about this the other day too. It's like, as the parents, they were probably not wealthy enough to go out and buy their kid all this stuff. So what they probably did was like they bought a toy and then they like returned it afterwards. Is what I imagine happened. It's such a like I feel like they can make a movie about this because it's like these parents brought their kid up into all this money and then they would go back to the store and return all of these things until they had enough money to keep it all. It's a weird story.
I mean, at a certain point, like for a while now, it's been off sponsorships or whatever. Like they get the toys for free.
Yeah, I 100%. Like I bet like Hasbro sends them all the toys and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
It's also weird too because you think about like what Ryan's doing and it's like he's like there are men like grown men who do the exact same thing on YouTube of opening toys and stuff, and this kid has them beat forever.
Because other kids, they want to watch kids.
Yeah, and parents trust their kids looking at another kid opening toys.
Yeah.
That
Ryan
that being
Ryan's
said,
mystery playdate only has a 1.8 out of 5.
wait, what? Say that again.
His TV show has a 1.8 out of 5 on Google.
Those people just don't know what they're missing. That means the
I know
great thing about
it has like 98 one-star reviews. That's sad.
yeah, that kid just gets hated on. I just he's like if he turned out to be like a genius, he'd be like the Tony Stark of our age.
Yeah. So his parents hopefully aren't dead.
Yeah, hopefully. At least Ryan went this way instead of do you remember Daddy of Five? Do you remember those guys?
Oh yeah, the child abuser.
Yeah, that it was like some crazy guy who wanted a YouTube channel and to be famous. So like he made a family channel, but then he would like hit his kids and stuff.
Yeah, if you're gonna make a family channel, you want to make sure that you already have a healthy family life.
Yeah, and you like he did it for selfish reasons. That was the problem. Like I feel like on some level Ryan's parents probably did it to help him out and like because they loved him and stuff. On some level. But then this other
Yeah.
like the Daddy of Five stuff is like you look at him, the dad, and you're just like this is about you and you're like you're making it about yourself. It's like it's creepy.
Do they still do videos, or didn't like one of the kids get taken away from them?
I think, if I remember correctly, like because this was a couple years ago, but I think um, the Daddy of Five channel got shut down, and then they opened up a second channel later, like a couple of months later, and they basically were doing the same stuff. And then the youngest kid, who they had video proof of abuse, got taken away because I think he was adopted or something. Like he went to his biological mom or something.
Hey,
It's such a weird story.
yeah.
Like on some level, you remember that like all of these YouTube stars like they put out this content, but it's on some level it's no different than like any TV show because it's still so money based. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but it's much lower production value or whatever.
yeah, like that's how I feel about Smosh because Smosh comes off as like just a bunch of friends hanging out, but then you remember that it's such a corporate like Smosh is such a corporate brand at this point.
Well, yeah, that's probably closer to television than a lot of YouTube channels. They actually have like staff and employees and stuff.
Yeah, I remember like before their company got bought out and shut down and everything. Um, they were like they had like not apartments, but like they had LA buildings that were all dedicated to Smosh, and they had like a bunch of office buildings and stuff. Like that's so crazy to think about.
What about the original Smosh House? What happened to that? Where they made all the original videos?
Like the food stuff with Ian and Anthony.
No, yeah, all the original videos were made in that one house, like all the Pokemon videos and everything.
I'm pretty. I don't know what happened to it, but I'm pretty sure they. I think they rented that house just to do that stuff. I don't think anyone ever lived in that house.
Oh,
I think
I
that was.
thought
I think it was like a set house.
I thought they were. I didn't know it was big enough at that point. I mean, I thought back then they were just like roommates and they filmed their videos at their house.
I mean, um, yeah. I mean, I remember when Smosh was just like that webcam footage of them singing Pokemon, and it was like in Anthony's apartment or Anthony's house or whatever it was. And then they got to that other house, and then I don't know if that was like Ian's house or if they literally rented a space. Because if you look at that garage, like their garage was just filled with merch and like all the stuff they were given. That was like
Some
glory days of YouTube.
yeah, sometimes I think about how if we were our age now, if we were born back in their time, and then we were growing up when YouTube was just starting out, like we could have become famous and millionaires just by making videos like that. I
Yeah,
think about it sometimes.
that's the thing about YouTube today. It's like it's so hard to go anywhere as a small channel because like everyone has done it already. Like YouTube, that's like the double-edged sword with YouTube. It's like it's a free platform, so you have the opportunity to make it, but at the same time it's free to everyone, so everyone has a chance to make it.
But you gotta have like some way of putting yourself out there, like almost like an advertisement if you want to get big, like
Yeah,
get a shot from a
you
bigger YouTube
so
thing.
like YouTube and social media is all about marketing. Like if you think about it, it's all about the Instagram posts and the Twitter feed and the YouTube. Like if you know how to market yourself, you can basically make it so far. Like I think that's like the class I want to take the most if like I was to do a TCC thing is uh is definitely like a marketing course.
Speaking of that, I have my first five classes for my first semester at TCC.
They sent you like all the information and stuff.
Well, I did a Zoom meeting with a student advisor, and I just basically put my name in for these classes. I'm not officially enrolled until our final high school transcript is finished.
Yeah. I don't mind naming TCC because it's like a public place, but in terms of like our own school that we go to, have you noticed that like there's like one teacher? Oh, maybe you haven't noticed, but there's like one teacher in particular that has not released grades, and it's so frustrating.
Um, would I have a class with them?
Did you? You don't have a math class, so I don't think so.
Oh, I mean, she's put all my grades in for economics.
Oh well, I mean, I don't know. Lucas and I were upset about that whole thing because the thing with her was that um, she basically waited a week after school was shut down until the 21st because that was the deadline week for everything. And so now she's putting the grades in so late. Like the 21st, everything was supposed to be finalized, and I still haven't gotten my last grades in from her. And that's 3 days ago. So I'm just kind of waiting at this point.
I heard them they were talking in the senior group chat the other day about a teacher quitting, like one of the teachers, and we kept asking them, we kept being like, okay, quit playing, who is it? And they're like, they can just tell you themselves. And they kept going on with that. So would you have any idea who that is?
I mean, it's college professors. I don't mind saying their name, but like Dr. Beswick left, but I don't know if that's what they're talking about.
No, it had to be something big because they were making kind of a big deal about it.
Well, I know Dr. Beswick left, the your English teacher left, and then um, like I don't know who specifically it would be, but I do know that like those
I
two
think they
left in English. But what were you gonna say?
I think they said it was a woman. They still haven't I still haven't heard anything. I just
When did that news drop?
like Friday or Saturday, so a couple days ago or so.
Hmm. I mean,
Like it,
when I went to the school when we did all that drop off stuff, like everything seemed normal-ish. So I don't know.
oh yeah, it started with like one of my classmates said, Emmanuel is going way downhill. Some big news is about to drop. And then another classmate said, is it about a teacher by chance? Then we were like, what is it? What is it? Everybody's like, what's going on? Then the only two people that know about it, they keep going on about like, you'll find out soon enough, and no, we can't tell you. And they're like, I think the person might want to tell you in person. It's better that way. So I don't know. Only two people seem to know about it.
I will say, like, as interesting as that is, and like for the grand scheme of the school, my only question is like how impactful is it even to you guys now because you're done? Like how
I
much?
mean, one of them, it literally won't affect us, but just to tease us like that, it's like, come on, if you're not going to tell us, why would you just say that?
Yeah, why even put it in the chat?
It's just kind of annoying if you know you're not going to tell us.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just like I just can't wait for prom, to be honest with you. 100%.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go just because it's more casual and free food, you know. I thought, why not?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing like I'm still debating going cuz the whole thing with prom is that like school is done, so I don't know how much I really want to go back now. But I was thinking about it and it's just like I have to go to set it up, and then if I try and leave, people are going to ask about it, and I just don't know how it's going to go. But Cam was texting me. No, I texted him and I said, "Are you even wanting to go to prom?" Thinking that he would say no because why would anyone want to go at this point? And he says yes, and I'm like, like why? And he goes, uh, well, I don't remember what he said, but then I was like, I didn't think the seniors wanted to go at all, and he was like, we all do, or something like that, and I was like, okay, I can't wait for that to happen.
I think most of them did say. I mean, I was on the fence, and then my parents kind of talked me into it. I mean,
Yeah, I
I,
think I think Lucas is gonna need convincing because I don't think he's gonna go at all.
I mean, I'm not a prom person, but this is like pretty out of the ordinary. It's casual, and we're getting free. It's free, and we get free food. It's like, why not go?
It's
Free.
well, in my opinion, it's basically not even prom at this point because everything that makes prom is not happening. Like this, like
Yeah,
the formal dress, the formal venue, like the admission ticket, the dances and everything. Like it's all different.
that's basically why I'm going because it's not prom.
Yeah. So, and did you? The theme is like Hawaiian or something. So
Yeah, I had to get a Hawaiian shirt.
yeah. Well, at this point, if all the seniors are going anyway, I might as well just go. But I'm not looking forward
I
to
don't
it.
have to stay for the whole night. I'll see if I'm having any fun.
Yeah, maybe like I can just get some friends together or something and hang out later. Like leave early or something, but yeah, I have no idea. Anyway, I don't know how long we've been going at this point. Like 40 minutes or something. Um, let's see. Let me look and see what else we got on the docket here. Hmm.
More dead air. Mm.
Well, I don't have. Here, I'll play some music over this. I'm absolutely not going to do that. I'm not. I just lied straight to everyone's face.
It shouldn't take that long.
Dude, I haven't recorded a podcast in so long that one of my topics that are in this folder says what's coming to Netflix in May 2020. It's like, whoops, that's already done.
Yeah, that already happened. I saw Uncut Gems is coming. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it or anything, so I don't know.
I haven't either. I really want to see it.
I don't know why
How about
I have as a topic, just like I'm throwing this out there. I don't. It doesn't matter, but I just have Dwayne the Rock Johnson sings Moana as part of nightly ritual. I don't know why that's in here, but it is. So I'm just gonna say it
I don't know where it's in there either.
anyway.
I was it,
I have this. I have a picture of you in here with your cap and gown and stuff because I was gonna talk about that. But I mean, we're already talking about school, so I don't know.
why are you going to talk about my picture?
Well, it wasn't. I just picked yours specifically just to remember the topic, but I was gonna ask like as a senior, this whole thing, like your thing is done, but how does it feel that like your graduation, like basically comes down to not you walking and everyone like clapping and stuff, but it's like a picture of you now, and like that's how this whole thing went down.
I mean, we're still getting a graduation.
Yeah, but it's not really the same now. Is like the feelings aren't going to be like the same.
Yeah, and I don't know how it's going to go down because we had a meeting and maybe I misunderstood, but it sounded like they were saying that to for social distancing purposes, they were going to break extended family and visitors into classrooms, and they would watch on the whiteboards on smart boards. They would watch like a Zoom meeting of our graduation while we were in sanctuary.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
gosh.
for social distancing guidelines.
See, this is one of the big problems I had about prom too, because we were just talking about it. But it's like she said, you know, we're gonna we're gonna do this outside because of social distancing. But it's like, yeah, but we're still gonna be in close proximity to each other without masks. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah,
Like, you can't pick and choose the rules for this whole, like during the drop off, because we dropped all our stuff off, at the school. It was just like I was in my car, but all the teachers were still outside, close to each other, not wearing masks. It's like the same thing.
yeah. I don't know. I
Like
don't know
it,
really know.
it's such an our school thing to do. It's like we're gonna follow the rules, but we're also gonna break it a little bit. Like, even in quarantine, we're gonna follow this the way we do things here. I just don't like. I don't know. Like, that's not. I don't know how that would even work. A Zoom call of graduation.
Yeah, I
Why?
don't. I mean,
Why even? Why even come to the school then? Why not just do the Zoom call at your own house?
that's what I was. Maybe I. That's why I was saying maybe I misunderstood because it sounded too much like a freaking comedy bit to be real.
That sounds like I just imagine watching the video in a classroom and then it like cuts out, and so you're all just sitting there. I just can't imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were saying that's like an emergency in case things get worse or they don't get better in enough time.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of just like at this point with Oklahoma opening up, just like all these other states, I'm just kind of like, you know what? There's nothing at this point because everyone is open, everyone's moving around, nobody's taking this as seriously as they were um, when it started. At this point, I'm just like, you know what? I have just as much of a chance as getting it now as I did before it started. So if I get it now, like, let's just have it happen. Because there's no way that I can avoid it forever at this point if I do get it.
Yeah. Oops.
So I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. I'm just gonna like live my life now because I would rather still be in quarantine like how we were. But I mean, if this is how it is, this is how it is.
It's true. It's true. And for my first semester of TCC, at least, all my classes are online.
I still need to sign up for a class if I'm gonna end up doing that. I don't know yet, but I still need to do that.
You want to know what classes I'm doing right now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. What are you doing?
Um, I have to take Comp 1 again, so whatever. Like
Hmm.
I'll deal with that. I'm taking American Federal Government. That was one of the classes.
I don't know how I feel about that one, but okay.
I have to. That's one of the mandatory ones. I'm taking American History, Civil War to the present. Um, that was basically mandatory too.
Wait. American history to the present? Is that what you said?
Civil War era to the present,
Hmm. Okay.
and then two electives. It was electives, but I only had like five options, and I chose Introduction to Criminal Justice and something Cultural Geography. So those are my five classes for my first semester.
So you have a lot of like history based stuff.
Yeah, because that's kind of what I'm interested in.
Is that why you met with the advisor and like is that what you talked about?
Yeah, she helped me like basically enroll in classes. Not officially enrolled yet, but basically. I put my name down and my name's on the list of students waiting to be in the class.
That's interesting. I don't know how that's gonna work for me because it's like when I go to college, like I don't know how the whole system works. Like I feel like I'm almost falling behind at this point because I need to start like sending out my messages to colleges and like doing all the stuff because when I'm a senior and I'm doing all this stuff for my year, I want to get it as streamlined and as done as possible so that way I can just go through my senior year and do what I want to do and then have a little bit of a summer left before I start college.
Yeah. I'm still looking for a job. It's kind of difficult right now.
Yeah, Lucas and I were talking about this too because we were saying like I don't know how ethical it is to get a job right now because like so many people have lost their job and then they're trying to get it back or whatever. But at the same time, a lot of places want to hire and they don't really care who it is. So you
I
know,
don't really have a decision. I gotta get a job. Um, but I mean, it's been more difficult for me because I don't know. There weren't a lot of all the jobs that I looked at that I could even apply for. I got shot down, and then like if I can just wait until I graduate, there's like a whole bunch of job opportunities that open up just for me being 18 and having a high school diploma.
yeah. But the only problem with that is that you're still gonna have to figure out a way to earn money to live in college, unless like your parents are gonna help with that.
I'm turning 18 and I graduate in like a month, so
Oh,
I'll
I
still.
thought you meant from college.
No, I mean like getting a job. I just a whole lot more job opportunities are gonna open up in a month or so when I graduate and turn 18.
Oh, I thought you meant like you have a lot more opportunities once like you're done. And I was like, oh, that's a while away.
Oh no, yeah, I'm not looking that far ahead. I'm worried about now.
Huh. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's how it was with like my rib crib spot and everything. It was just like I tried so many places, and I had the opportunity with like two or three, but like I just didn't know how the whole job thing worked, and then eventually rib crib got handed to me by someone else. So it was just like it was just a whole mess. But
Yeah,
going back to that whole YouTube discussion, that's why I kind of want to jump in the game now. And it's not even really for YouTube fame, it's kind of like a marketing way to put myself out there. So that way, later down the line, people can say, oh, he has a resume of being able to like edit a video, being able to do like Photoshop and all that kind of stuff. So that way, people can be like, oh, he's got some skills that we can work with.
sure.
But yeah. What do you think about the Cam's Minecraft thing? You think that's going well?
This channel, I mean, it's going better than our podcast.
That's true. You know what? You said R, and I'm here to say you're officially a word pooler. I'm gonna throw you in there right now. Officially a word pooler person.
Yeah, I was a long time subscriber, a long time watcher. I've been
And
to get like
you've
4 times.
you've been a guest the most on the show.
Wow, makes me happy. I'm proud of that.
You know what? The whole thing. I think the thing with the word pool, like we're getting meta for a moment, but I think the whole thing with the word pool is that like it could have and could be a lot more than it is, but the whole thing with it is that like going back to the whole discussion, I never marketed it as anything. I just kind of put the videos up. And like what Lucas and I basically talked about was that at the end of the day, this is basically like an archive to look back on as friends and as like and as looking at everything. So it's like yeah, it's a show and everything, but also it's just nice to look back at.
Yeah,
But
be
anyway,
weird someday.
yeah, but I mean that's kind of one of the cool things about YouTube is that like unless the whole site eventually shuts down, this stuff's gonna be here forever.
Like it or not.
Can't wait to go back to the first episode where you literally can't hear us and then remember those times.
Those were the good old days. I miss the old word pool.
Yeah, me too. I missed season one of the Whirlpool when we had more fun because it was a year ago. Things were better back then.
Is it season 2?
Yeah, we're in season two. How can you say you're a longtime fan and not know what season we're in?
Oh, what episode of season 2 are we in?
You don't even know what episode you're in right now?
Not off the top of my head. Like, geez.
Well, 27, I believe, is the number we're on right now.
In just season 2 or overall?
In season two, I think we're in episode 13 or 14 or something. I think season one had 15. So no, we're like nine deep, 10 deep, something like that.
And you gotta be getting close to the finale for season 2, right?
Yeah, I think we ended season one around summer. So I mean, because we wanted to like redo the music and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know I don't know when this one's gonna end. I think a good time to end this season would be when all of you guys start your college stuff, because then the show just will be different. Like Lucas won't be able to come over to record, so that'll be different.
Where's Lucas heading off again?
I think he's going to KU, so Kansas.
EKU, the big old Kansas University.
Yeah, the one with the bird on it.
Yeah, that's a big school.
Yep. I think I think
Kansas.
I think that was one of the first places he got accepted into, and then he went and looked at it and thought it was the best travel wise from here and everything, so that's why he chose it.
What is he gonna do?
I know he wants to be a doctor, but he hasn't decided what in yet. But
Uh, I know Cam wants to be a pediatrician.
yeah, I wonder. I don't know. I think I'm just like interested in Cam's whole job thing right now, because I want to know how like I know he's doing the YouTube thing for fun, but my weird business brain is like how does it tie into everything, you know?
Well, he's obviously made money on it already.
Well, I don't. Well, it's not monetized, is it?
Oh, I just meant like from his career, he's made money from like live streams. He's had donations, so
Oh yeah, the infamous shaved head stream. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. All I'm saying is, Cam, you keep doing what you're doing, but I'm severely upset with you because you said you'd promote the podcast on your channel and then you never did. So just go subscribe to Cam and then leave a comment for the WordPool. Anyway, I'm trying to make sure we get to a good hour time frame. Oh boy, Drexel's gone. Drexel's gone AFK. He's listening to someone else right now. So this is entirely my show. I'm doing it alone now. So anyway, guys, until he comes back, I'm just gonna say, I just opened up the channel, Jackson Double A Bush. If you could go to that channel and give it a sub, that'd be mighty appreciated. Coming out with videos June 1st. It's a good time to plug everything. June 1st, we're starting with a gameplay video. I think we're going to start with Pokemon Fire Red. Tuesday, we'll be going into, I think it's a book review. I think we're doing Lord of the Rings Book 1. And then that's the end of that. And if you like podcasts, then every Saturday, we'll be doing a podcast. Or Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember which. We'll be doing a podcast for a weekly recap. So that's how that's going to work out. But yeah, anyway, I guess I'm just going to pause the show till Drexel comes back. So, all right, we're back. Okay.
What were we talking about?
You know what's funny? I have no idea. Oh, we were talking about youtube.com/controlcam. That's what we were talking about. Free promotion, but I don't care.
It's all right. Most of our subscribers are probably already subscribed to him or know of him.
Either him or Techno, so it's fine.
You keep bringing him up.
Because I heard it once, and I think it's funny, so I keep bringing it up.
I think he's a really big YouTuber. Let me look him up.
Have you? I mean, I keep asking you these questions, and then you say like you don't actually watch Cam's stuff a lot of the time, but hold on a second. Give me a second. Okay, we're back again. I don't know how I edit these things because OBS is weird. We were talking about Control Cam, and we're back. I don't remember what you were saying because you cut out, but anyway.
We were talking about Technoblade, and then Control Cam, and you said you said, I know you've mentioned that you don't actually watch his videos or something. You said that to me.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna ask you. Did you hear about the whole like Hypixel saga that's been going on with Cam?
No. What does that mean?
Well, it was pretty funny because like Cam makes a bunch of like Hypixel server videos, and then one of his videos was like I got banned or whatever, and then a different video was like, no, it was the same video. It was titled I got banned, and then 2 minutes into the video he was like, well, I got the account back and everything, so everything's good now. And then he made a video just like yesterday that said, um, "I'm done with Hypixel. Like I don't want to do it anymore." So I don't know what I don't know
So
what.
that in the video.
Yeah, so I don't know what direction his channel's gonna go in at this point.
I don't know. I I don't know any other Minecraft servers. It's kind of the big one to me. It's the main one.
You know, talk speaking of like channels that could have like exploded if it was made a couple years ago, I feel like if Cam's account got made in like 2014, it would have done the same thing. He could have been like this guy does Minecraft of his time.
I don't know. I think he'd have to start a little earlier than that. Like I think maybe if he was our age, if we were our age in like 2011 or something, then maybe he could have blown up. Because by
Yeah,
2015, there were already some big Minecraft YouTubers. You want to start when there's like nobody, so you're like the first one.
yeah. It's like I feel like history just repeats itself because all that stuff happened with YouTube and now it's literally happening again with TikTok. Like all these TikTok people are just famous now.
Oh, I love it.
You love TikTok?
No, not really. It was a joke.
No. What did you just throw over your camera? Anyway,
It was a blanket.
I feel like like all of these things like they all have one thing in common. It's just like all these kids, all these kids getting super famous. Why does it say aloha? That's weird.
Because it's my blanket of SpongeBob surfing.
Oh.
He's surfing.
SpongeBob is like the ultimate meme. Like I think memes started with SpongeBob in some way.
They really did, and they never will die. What does it say?
SpongeBob is like the Simpsons. Like SpongeBob's gonna be around forever.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Wait, why is that sad?
Because, I mean, a good TV show has to end some point. And shows like SpongeBob and The Simpsons should have just ended a while ago.
I mean, I don't even know. Like SpongeBob's like 20 years old at this point, so I don't even know what season they're on.
I mean, they make episodes, but I think, as far as I know, they make like a new SpongeBob episode like every 6 months. Like it's not that often.
Yeah, when they have so many at this point, they can just keep showing them.
Yeah, they're like, I don't think they're even episodes. They're just like they release like specials or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how they did it for a while. They just didn't have that many new episodes.
Yeah, but
Simpsons is just
yeah, and then like Simpsons got picked up by Disney, so now it like truly can never end.
yeah, because they already made like a Disney Plus short for The Simpsons, right?
Yeah, they made a Disney Plus short and like what was the other thing? Like they put out a Simpsons short before a Pixar movie, which is like the first time they've ever done that. So I mean, they
Huh.
they're using that brand now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like we're coming to the end of the show now. I feel like we're about at time anyway, so I feel like we're good.
Yeah. Should have
So
just ended with me losing my internet and you quitting.
yeah, I should have just put it. I should have put like the sound of your internet exploding, and then that could have been like the end of the show. But now we're here, so let me just say thank you to anyone and everyone who listened. Um, I think we're on a 3 week streak of being on time with episodes, so that's pretty good. Um, and I think we're all good to go. So, um, thanks for everyone listening, and we'll see you guys next time. Drexel, say goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for embracing me as Lucas's new replacement.
And that will be forever. All right, see you guys later. Goodbye.